around the Department of Defense. This is your daily news brief.
The third time's a charm. I'm Mark Weeks. Defense Secretary Dr. Mark Esper swore in Ryan McCarthy as the 24th Secretary of the Army during a ceremony at the Pentagon on Thursday. Esper said McCarthy is the only person to have held the position in an acting capacity on two separate occasions.
Throughout both of those transition periods, Secretary McCarthy provided the leadership and continuity needed to keep the Army steadily moving forward, and I can assert that as a fact.
During McCarthy's 2 years as Undersecretary of the Army, Secretary Esper said McCarthy played a part in every major initiative that came out of the Army headquarters.
And I can tell you there was more than one occasion that we'd be running to each other in the hallway trying to figure out how to sort out another tangled web that was out there. Whether it was advancing Army reform efforts, traveling to several Army-focused 22 cities to open doors to recruiters, or helping to stand up Army Futures Command, Ryan demonstrated a willingness to lead wherever the Army needed him most.
The commander of U.S. Transportation Command says commercial partners are essential to the Defense Department's success. Speaking this week at the National Defense Transportation Association Transcom meeting in St. Louis, Army General Stephen Lyons said the only reason that his command exists is to protect and sustain the joint force.
And our great airmen and soldiers and sailors and Marines and Coast Guardsmen that are out there every day, and our commercial partners that are that agile and adaptive to be able to respond to dynamic force employment is really held in amazement by everybody, but particularly by our adversaries.
The general said that as adversaries look at the United States and the U.S. military, they have a lot of things to admire. Great leaders, great non-commissioned officers, and great technology and weapon systems.
Our adversaries know that we can come if we have the will. And things like dynamic force employment, our ability to move every single day. Very few people, even in the department, have a good sense for how much activity is going on inside this mobility enterprise.
The U.S. and Republic of Singapore Navies concluded Exercise Pacific Griffin 2019 at U.S. Naval Base in Guam this week. They participated in 2 weeks of exercises, which was the most advanced naval training to date between the two nations, which have a long-standing maritime partnership. This year's exercise covered a broad range of naval operations, including anti-submarine, anti-surface warfare, air defense, live fire drills, and tactical ship maneuvers. The exercises are aimed at enhancing combined proficiency at sea while strengthening relationships between the two navies. The U.S. and Singapore work together on a number of initiatives. They conduct regular personnel exchanges and routinely participate in bilateral and multilateral exercises. They also participate in combined operations, such as multinational counter-piracy. That's your DoD News Brief. I'm Mark Weeks. You can find more stories about your military at defense.gov and by using hashtag KnowYourMil.